Classified documents found at Biden's home and former office have created a major headache for this administration. I got to tell you something. There's no way to follow this story and be honest with ourselves. Okay, well, if we're really going to put all our tribalness aside and be honest with ourselves, there's no way he didn't know all this, okay? But I think there's another story here. The story is, I believe, that this is the Democratic Party getting rid of a problem. The elite in the Democratic Party don't want him to run again. The old Obama administration, all those folks that are working with his administration right now, they're doing everything they can to dismantle his hopes for a presidential run. How elegant is that? To create the issue themselves and say, this guy, first of all, there's more to the stories. Does it tie into Hunter Biden? Does it tie into the relationship with China and the relationship with Ukraine? These stories are being leaked out there by his own administration.
See, what gets me about this is you had Biden who at this time, his approval rating is bouncing back. The guy's doing good on paper. Everybody's starting to say, hey, we see all this dysfunction in the Republicans, all the corruption. You're looking pretty good. And then boom, this story drops right as he finally starts to gain his footing after 2 years. So yeah, the timing of it is very weird, especially now that we've learned this week, the media did have this story couple months ago.
Yes, they did.
So why just now? Why as soon as Biden's doing better, does it come out now? Because the documents were found when? October?
Yes.
Was when they actually found them?
Yes.
It was not,
They found some in October, and then they found some in November.
Right.
2 different times. The media doesn't do anything with it. MSNBC, who is just the voice of the Democratic Party, CNN, who now is trying to run away from being the voice of the Democratic Party, they've had all this. More importantly, that thing that we keep hearing, the deep state. FBI knew about it, CIA knew about it, government knew about it, they kept it quiet. Garland knew about it, he kept it quiet. And so now all of a sudden, he says, he's stumbling around on stage saying, I might run again. Well, this is gonna put a damper on that, isn't it?
Well, it really is. And listen, I personally, I don't think he did anything malicious here. I don't think that he's taking the stuff and wanting to do bad things with it. And it's important to remember that the whole reason Trump even got in trouble was because the National Archives worked with him or tried to work with him for a year to just get the documents back. We don't want to send the FBI. We don't want to call the DOJ. Would you just give us our stuff back?
That's true.
And when his lawyers lied to them in that sworn affidavit saying you've got everything, that's what really tipped the scales the other way. And honestly, I'm glad that they have put a special prosecutor on the Biden case now, because I think at least it shows you that, listen, we're doing it to him. We're going to do it to him too.
The stories that are being leaked, these stories are being leaked, Farron. The stories about the question, some of those documents had to do with Ukraine. Some of them had to do with China. Were they put back here in this box to protect little boy Hunter? That stuff is out there right now. It's not just we found the documents. They're taking this and they're putting it on steroids. It's not just the Republicans. The Republicans, this is like a heyday. Talk about Trump getting a pass. You talk about Trump getting a pass on this whole document scene, this does it. But I think the real story that everybody's missing here is his own people are trying to get rid of the old guy. They don't want him to run again. They're afraid of him running again.
I'd be afraid of, I am afraid of him running again too. Just, you look at the polls, he doesn't have a chance. So, I don't know if the Democrats are competent enough to pull off something like that, but it looks bad. Sure. It looks real bad, though.
It does. The other thing is, you and I have done this story on, when Biden came onto the scene, I'm going to run for president, Obama was not big on that. Do you recall that? They'd say, well, why won't Obama come out and say, yeah, this is my guy? Well, all of Obama's folks moved right over to the Biden administration. Yeah. And now the question is, are they the ones that are saying, hey, this is a big opportunity to get rid of the old guy? I don't know who they replace him with. I don't know. You take him out of the picture. I don't know who they run. You had Schiff. I thought this was that little oddball Schiff. Schiff is talking about, he's running for Senate, running for president. Yeah. Schiff even comes out and says, this has been a big, big problem with national security. Really? And so all of a sudden you start putting these parts together and you say, this is an interesting story.